Hello everyone, it's my second day here in Playa del Carmen, Mexico. 2 more days to go before the retreat starts, and I wanted to share some insights with you because today I didn't make any videos because I was mainly spending my time meditating, reading, drinking some fruit juices, and eating some healthy food. And I got a lot of time to contemplate a few things, and I wanted to share something with you. So there's a quote in a book that I'm reading called the Book of Freedom, which is a channel text. So it's some higher guides that channel these words through another person. And the book basically talks about how we've lost connection to a large extent to our own divinity, to our connection to source, to the universal energy that has created us, that runs within us, through us, and all around us. And that we're just so focused on what they call the small self, with our limitations in the three-dimensional world, this physical body. And we're not paying attention to our true self or higher self, the soul version of us that is immortal. And so the more we can connect to that and be aware of it, the easier our life will be and the more flow there will be, and the less separation, the less judgment, the less resistance. And the quote that kind of resonated with me in that book is the following: what happens when you fully claim your own divinity is that the resistance to joy is released. The resistance to love, the fear of being seen, is what prevents you from the life that you may really live. And I think we all on a subconscious level have a resistance to joy and a resistance to love. It could be from maybe, being hurt in the past and not allowing ourselves to be vulnerable again. Or I think it could also be resistance to hurting others, which is also a sort of resistance to love. And also the fear of being seen, I think that's an interesting one, and that really resonated with me because as a child I was extremely shy. I managed to overcome that. After that I had a fear of public speaking, managed to overcome that. But up until recently I still noticed I had a bit of fear left in what's called being seen, and especially when it comes to producing content like this on a video and then putting that content out there on the internet for other people to see. And I was sort of thinking, why is that? Where is it coming from? But like any fear, it's irreal. It's an illusion that we can overcome, and it's actually placed there somehow by this greater force for us to overcome and be more and more aligned with that divinity, because there's always a hidden gift once we overcome that. And so what did I do? I basically came up with a tool to help me, and that is, instead of journaling like many people do at the end of the day, saying what happened, what insights they had, I decided to do that in a vlog form. So by talking to the camera, recording what happened throughout my day, and then putting it on YouTube, but privately, so just for myself, nobody else can see it. And I've been doing that probably for three and a half months now, and it's completely got rid of that fear of being seen, because I'm used to doing this now, even though this, I haven't done this often at all. Maybe this is the first real video that I'm sharing insights like that. To my body and my mind, it is nothing new, and it's actually quite enjoyable as well. So I think all these fears and obstacles and challenges in our life, they are an opportunity, and they're actually sacred. And when we look at them as if they are sacred, opportunities, we're taking a completely different path. We're not longer the victim that thinks, this is happening to me, but we say, this is actually happening for me. And from personal experience, I've noticed that when I have a certain fear or an obstacle that I overcome, like this joy and pleasure that I get from overcoming it and from living my life, in a new reality, not according to my old self and the limiting beliefs that I used to have, but stepping into the greater version of myself. This pleasure is so much bigger than if I was born without this limitation and I would do the same thing. So in the case of public speaking, if I would have zero fear of public speaking and I would just do it as if it's nothing, yeah, sure, it might give me some pleasure, but nowhere near as much as overcoming it and then doing the public speaking. So I'd like to just invite you to look at your life, what is annoying you, what's bothering you, what are you resisting, what are you judging as unfair, whether it's something about yourself, something about others, or something about life in general. We all have these judgments. They're actually blocking our liberation. So look at it as a sacred opportunity to overcome and to transform into the light. Ask yourself, how can I solve this? Because for every problem, as soon as the problem arises, the opportunity, the solution is there as well. And we just have to tune into it and look for it so that we can follow that path rather than staying in the old limitation. So that's all I wanted to share today. And I hope it's been useful for you. And let me know if you have any comments or questions about it. Take care.